Okay, so yeah, I said we are going to write an article. I present myself to you, separated unto you. Make me holy. Make
What is the current? Why come current?
okay. Lots of breaks. So I said we're going to write an article. What do we write about? Mm, What do we write about? Okay, I think I found a topic. We are going to write about how to start freelancing in Nigeria. That is what we are going to write about. Just give me. Okay. We are going to write about how to start freelancing in Nigeria. How to sing in Nigeria. How to start freelancing in Nigeria. I present myself to you, separated unto you. I'm still looking for a topic. Okay, so I have some keyword. Open sheet, please. I think let's just take this. No need to dig into that. Let's leave this for now. Okay. Okay, you may have noticed that I'm on my writing guide. So for every piece I write, I have a hint that serves as my writing guide. sure that things stay. And it is in this guide that I would clarify the problems you would see short. So our topic, how to start freelancing in Nigeria. This is what we want to write about. How to start freelancing. So I'm going to prepare my documents. Remember I said the trick to SEO content writing is looking for questions people it's in a way that is appealing to people. Okay, this we don't need that. All right. So how to start in Nigeria? This is the keyword. Start freelancing Nigeria. So the first thing I'll do is remember my 5-step SEO content writing process. First, identify the problem. Identify the problem. Now, there are many ways this could go. I would have a problem statement. So this is where I capture who I'm talking to and what exactly the problem is. So, but someone looking for how to start freelancing in Nigeria, what I'm thinking is most likely the person is a young Nigerian, say maybe between ages of 22 and 28. So, who doesn't even have any skill, but the person has heard that you can make money from freelancing. So, the person wants to know how to start freelancing. So, basically, the problem is that there is an unskilled young Nigerian who wants to start freelancing to make money. Now, the reason why I'm dialed in on this already is because I already have an understanding. But if I was just handed this topic and say I didn't know anything about freelancing or who my target audience was, I would have asked my clients, okay, who exactly are you trying to speak to? What exactly is their pain points? At what stage of the buyer's journey are they in? So for this person, I think the person knows that there's something wrong. He knows that he needs to make money, basically. But and he knows that freelancing can give him money. So freelancing is in a solution. So this person, I would say this person is in the solution aware stage or decision, or the person already made the decision of starting freelancing, basically. So there are many options. Freelancing isn't the only way to make money. Maybe you could start a physical business or go work for someone, but the person has decided to go with freelancing. So to solve this person's problem of not having money, the person has decided to take the freelance route. So this person is already in the decision making phase. Now, people who should write such an article are coaches, so people who teach others freelancing, maybe they have a freelancing course or something. They're the ones who benefit more from this article. Now, I'm not necessarily a freelance coach, but this is also something I could publish on my website because I talk about make money online every now and then. But I'm majorly focused on SEO content writing, marketing, and writing in general. But this is a good topic. So the problem statement, there is an unskilled young Nigerian. Now, this is who I'm targeting. It may be a skilled person too. So someone wants to start freelancing doesn't necessarily have to be unskilled. I'm just trying to give you the ideas that go through my mind. I'm trying to write an article. So like I said, the person doesn't necessarily to be unskilled, but from my own positioning and what would or the kind of person I can help is someone who is unskilled. So that's why I'm positioned this way. So I'm targeting, let's say I'm targeting someone who is unskilled. So there's an unskilled. Also, a person doesn't have to be a young Nigerian to start freelancing. But this is me dialing in on my audience and who I'm targeting with this article and the person for whom I'm trying to solve this problem. So this is still me trying to identify the problem. So there's an unskilled young Nigerian who wants to start freelancing to make money. Now, I can narrow this further to say there's an unskilled young Indian in his mid-20s. So this is also another way I could narrow it down. So so he wants to start free but doesn't know how to go about it. So that is the problem statement. So my job here is to help, is to show him how to start freelancing in Nigeria. Now, this could look too simple, but I tell you, many people neglect this, and just this gets into the right frame of mind where you're like, okay, you are now thinking about, okay, so I'm speaking to someone who is in their mid 20s, precisely a male. That's who I'm trying to speak to. Yes, this could also speak to females, but my framing is I'm trying to speak to a male and the person is unskilled. So the key is here, the person is unskilled, is a young Nigerian male, and the person is interested in freelancing but doesn't know how to go about it. So my job here is to show him how to start freelancing. So now I have identified the problem. The problem is that there is an unskilled young male in Nigeria wants to start freelancing but doesn't know how to go about it. And the solution will be to show him how to start freelancing in Nigeria. Now, that is me identifying the problem. Now, it's time to clarify the problem. And to clarify the problem, we go to Google itself. So, the keyword is start freelancing in Nigeria. So, I'll just go to Google. I can easily type in what I want to hear, but I prefer to go to the google.com so that you are sure that that's where I am and you're not confused in any way. So, first, what I usually do is I start broad. So I could just say start. That's the keyword actually. Start freelancing in Nigeria. How to, even if I remove this how to, even if I remove this how to, would still maintain idea, the idea of this article. So start freelancing Nigeria. Nigeria. So now I type that into Google, and from the auto suggest, these are different auto suggestions. I'll just copy this. Or now, if you have a PC, it's easy to do this. It's a plugin called the text from copy drop down or text. So I'll just click on it, and I'll be able to copy everything that is here. So copy it in here. So Control A, Control C. I'll go back to my writing guide. I already have a space for auto suggestions. So I will just paste in. I can close this now. So I'll just paste my auto suggestions. This is still me trying to clarify the problem. I'll go back and I will hit enter. So we can see some options. These are sponsored. I'm not necessarily interested in the sponsored. Not interested in sponsored. Not interested in sponsored. Not interested in sponsored. So AI overview, giving some options, view the portfolio, enhance your skills, what your service, define your niche, blah 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 blah. That's, but my interest here is the people also ask section searches. I'm just going to remove this. Was for another. So I'll just go to this is the related searches. Back to so although I listed people also ask section, this part here, there's no people also ask section here. Is that not an error? I have never seen this kind of SERP before. This is quite funny. Okay, so I'll work with what I have. People also search for related searches and paste here. Remember, this was where I got. Sometimes Google calls it people also search for. It's also called related searches. But the major thing is the people also asked section, which is non-existent here. So now I'm going to just add how to and see what will pop up. So this is what I was looking for. The people also ask section, and you clarify the problem that you are trying to solve. Ask section. So I've gotten auto suggestions. Now to get the people also asked. And as an SEO content writer, this part of Google is your best friends. This part where it says people also ask section. I'm trying to research for an article or problem, and you don't see people also ask, then you need to refine your search. Like initially I typed in start freelancing Nigeria and this thing show up. That was an error. I think I should try it again and see. It was that my valley starts freelancing in Nigeria. Okay, so I think it just has to do with that search term. But usually, whenever you type anything into Google, you always see this is the people also ask section. And this is your best friend as an SEO content writer. This part of Google is your best friend. Never forget that. So what I will do is I will just copy these, copy and paste. And I'll continue doing that until I have like enough questions. Maybe I usually aim for 100, but then sometimes before it gets to 100, I notice that the questions have started repeating, so there's no point copying them again and again. But sometimes even at 100, I still haven't gotten deep into the whole essence of that search. So how do I start freelancing in Nigeria? When you click on any question, about three more will show at the bottom. So how do I start freelancing in Nigeria? How to earn 1,000 naira per day in Nigeria? How to become a freelancer for beginners? How to make $100 a day in Nigeria? So I've gotten 4 questions. So I stopped at how to make 100 a day in Nigeria. There's actually it can do this for you, but I don't want to dive into it. So first one, if you understand the whole process, you'll be able to use any tool. So can I do freelancing with no experience? Who is the best freelancer in Nigeria? Which platform pays daily? Can I earn? So is it difficult to start freelancing? Very good. From this sense, how this article will go. Is it difficult to start freelancing? I'll go back, click on them, and then also before clicking, you could just glance to relevance to what you are doing. So if the question is so far away from what you're writing, you don't have to click on it. So can I do freelancing? No experience. Who is the best freelancer in Nigeria? Which platform pays? Can I earn money by watching YouTube videos? Is Upwork available in Nigeria? Funny questions that give you insight into the pains of people. Then which skill is best for freelancing? Who is eligible for freelancers? Which question did I stop at? Is it difficult to start freelancing? Okay. So now I'm going to copy from this other question down to which freelancing is easy. Copy, paste. So I have 39. We are almost halfway there. And then which app gives real money in Nigeria? This question is actually far, but I'll still click on it. Then what to sell to make money? That's no longer within the freelancing range. Is there any online business? Which job is easiest for freelancing? Which type of freelancing is easy? What question did I stop at? Which freelancing is easy? So you can see that as at this point, the questions are already repeating. Which freelancing platform is best for the freelancers pay tax in Nigeria? What type of freelancers earn the most? Are freelancers millionaires? What is the secret website to make money? Can you make money by watching videos? This isn't really freelancing, so I'm going to skip. Is there an app? I could just click on it. It won't hurt me in any way. Is there an app that allows you to get paid daily? How many views on YouTube do you need to make 2K dollars a month? Which earning app is real? How to earn money by watching Netflix? Do Nigerians pay tax on Upwork? How to receive payments as a freelancer in Nigeria? Is Upwork free to join? Which website is best for freelancing? Which job is most demanding in freelancing? I think what that person is actually asking is which job is in demand, which online skill pays the most, which country owns Upwork, Israel, who employs a freelancer, do freelancers have a salary? So that's quite a funny question. So why did I fail as a freelancer? Whew. What is the first step to become a freelancer? And then this is the question I switch freelancing is easy. So I'm going to copy from how to earn down to I can see that the questions are repeating. So at this point I can actually stop and just proceed to write. But then I can still see some other interesting things. 100 questions already. But I saw something. I'm going to click on it to see what it brings up. But yeah, generally 100 is a good number to aim for. If you have 100 people also ask questions, 100 unique people also ask questions from, that's your initial batch. It will help. Remember, we are at clarify the problem. So what exactly are we trying to solve here? It will help you clarify what you need to solve and then create an outline. So I said I saw something interesting. So all these are the same questions. What is the easiest thing? Which skill is highly paid in freelancing? This is new. Can I freelance with no experience? I saw this over there. Which skill is best for freelancing for beginners? I think I've seen what is the most common freelance job. Yes, freelance job to get started. Can I freelancing on my own? This is getting interesting. I'm tempted to click on them. Or just click it won't hot. Will it hot without what is the most common freelance job? Can I learn freelancing on my own? Is Fiverr available in Nigeria? Writing is actually the easiest part of SEO content writing. It is the behind the scenes work, like what I'm doing now. That's where the bulk of the work is. And oh, I just lost. I think I would stick with what I have already. It's a good article. Can you freelance while working full time? All right. Next step after you've gotten this is to go through the questions in different sections to draw out common patterns and themes so that you can build out your outline. So, auto suggestion, how to start freelancing in Nigeria, how to start freelancing, how to start freelancing for beginners, where can I start freelancing, how to start freelancing in Nigeria, how to start a freelance business, how to start freelancing. So people also ask, how do I start? So basically, we can conclude you must tell the person, you must give the person actionable steps on how. So this is my outline for this article. I build it in parts. So now I have identified that I must include how start. That's non-negotiable. So actionable steps, how to start, freelancing. Actionable steps. So not just theory, but what the person can do. And then so how to become a freelancer for beginners. Basically, they're still asking how to start, how to make $100 a day online in Nigeria. Now that is not necessarily freelancing anymore. This person is more interested in how to make money online, whether it's by freelancing or by any other. Isn't really a question we can bank on. Now, can I do freelancing with no experience? I think this is this question is worthy of note. It or cut it rather down to my outline. I may not know where to place it at the moment, but I know it should be included in the article. So I will just piece it here. I didn't intend to number it. Okay. Ah. Okay, so who is the best freelancer in Nigeria? I think the reason why this person is asking this question is to know who he or she can look up to. So I will just copy this, cut, copy, same thing. And yes, I may not know where to place it yet, but I know it's something interesting. And then which platform pays daily in Nigeria? Can I earn money by watching YouTube videos? That's not necessarily relevant to what I'm doing here, so I can delete them. Is Upwork available in Nigeria? This is something important to answer. So I would also copy it here. Now, you may be wondering, out of the hundreds of questions, how do you know to pick and to throw away? Oh my God. I'm trying so hard not to sleep, which is funny. Anyways, how to make blah, 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 blah. Which skill is best for freelancing? So, who is eligible for freelancers? So, all these are questions that should be included. So, I was saying, how do you know which questions to add to your article and which ones to throw away? I'll say for a start, just let your intuition guide you. And it's also why if you're writing on a topic you have experience in, it will be better because you know the myths and what to throw away basically. But here's the thing, it is better to write more than to write less. So if you are not sure if you should discard any of the people also ask questions, then just add it to your article. As you grow with time, you tend to know, okay, this is what I should add and this is what I shouldn't add to my article. Then, which job is easier for freelancing? Which type of freelancing it is? Basically, these two questions are the same and they are also similar to these other questions. Is it difficult to start? So this is me just curating the questions. Eventually, you see how I would flesh out an article worthy outline from the questions I have selected. So I think basically we should remove these ones since we've concluded that we are not going to use them. So what to sell to make money? That's the thing. Is there any online business that pays daily? And this is really important to what we're doing here. So which freelancing platform is best for beginners? Here's the freelancers status. What type of freelancers earn the most? Are freelancers millionaires? So those are relevant. In the end, I'll still group some of these together. Just keep on keeping on. Then, what is the secret website to make money? There's no secret website anywhere. Can you make money watching videos? These aren't really people interested in freelancing. They're just interested in make money online. And if you remember when I was talking about identify the problem, I mentioned that nobody, people don't just freelance for the sake of it. They freelance because they need to make money. Okay, so all these are irrelevant. Then do Nigerians pay tax on Upwork? So basically, I don't know if you remember when I talked about semantically related words during the on my checklist. So Upwork is semantically related to freelancing. You can't talk about freelancing or freelancing platforms and not mention Upwork. That would be a gross error. Yeah, they've done an excellent job in creating a freelance marketplace. So Questions about Upwork are relevant. So is Upwork free to join? Which website is best for freelancing? Which job is most demanding in freelancing? Which online skill pays the most? Which country was Upwork? Who employs a freelancer? The freelancer service salary. Why did I feel as a freelancer? So all those questions are hyper relevant to me. I present myself to you, separated unto you. Make me holy, make me worthy, ever ready for the Master. Oh God, thank you, Jesus. I hope I don't sleep halfway through this. My eyes are heavy. I present myself to you. I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep. So we are still here. What is the first step to become a freelancer? This is still the same as how to start, but it's a different wording. Which freelancing is easy. So from this, I can already have a sense of how to already have a sense of how this article will go. I present myself to you. My mouse is squeaking. I have a squeaking mouse. Interesting. So, or people looking for what to sell, they're not really into freelancing. So, which skill is highly paid in freelancing now? That is, but I would delete these separated onto you. Make me holy. Can I freelance with no experience? I think I've copied such a question before. Whew, sorry, I'm yawning over and over again here. I haven't slept throughout the night. I'll just paste this here for now. We are almost done with this part. Can I freelance with no experience? Which skill is best for beginners? What's the most common freelance job? What is the easiest job to get second and then freelancing? Is Fiverr available? So Fiverr is another freelancing platform. Can I just use Upwork how to become a freelancer? We basically have tackled that how to become a freelancer, but then which skill is best for freelancing in 2025? This is similar question to all what we have been having, except that it adds a new dimension 2025. So I could name this how to start freelancing in Nigeria in 2025. That is an idea. I present myself to you, separated unto you. Then how to become, we've touched on that. Which skill is best for freelancing? We've touched on that. Who is the highest paid freelancer? This is similar to, I think we've seen that question. Yes, we have. Then can you make a living from freelancing? That's important. Which side is legit? So we are going to copy this. Can you make a living from being a freelancer? So all these others are irrelevant. I will just delete them. Delete. All these are irrelevant. I think I've already talked about how to receive payment as freelancer. Okay, that was specifically for Upwork. But we are almost done. Yeah. Can you make a living from freelancing? This is taking quite longer than I expected. Then how to receive, how much does Upwork charge? I can throw this one away because someone who is interested in how to get started freelancing shouldn't be worried about Upwork charge because the person doesn't even have any money for Upwork to charge yet. But come on, nice and done. Okay. Okay, we are getting back to our freelancing domain. I think that this I would take a break before I actually write because my eyes are dizzy, my head is heavy, and it feels like I'm high on caffeine. I don't know if you've ever had excess caffeine and what is the easiest freelance job to get? How stands for freelancing? Who is the highest paid? Who is this person asking about highest paid, highest paid, highest paid? Does Upwork pay Nigerians? How to become a freelancer? Does Upwork accept everyone? What qualifies you as a freelancer? Do freelancers get paid? Can you make your pay? Okay, so basically, I am done with the people also asked section, which I said, remember, is your best friend. As an SEO content writer, how many minutes is this? It's close to an hour. I think I would. Should I stop this or should I go on? If I don't sleep halfway through, the related searches freelancing in Nigeria and Naira land. So some people are going to Naira land, and as you can see, here is Upwork, Fiverr. So those are semantic words. Then freelance websites in Nigeria, freelance jobs for students in Nigeria, TopTal. I don't know what TopTal is. Then websites that pay writers in Nigeria. Mm. So I'm going to refine what I have here. So my outline is going to be what is freelancing. Obviously, that will be after an intro and a hook. So first of all, talk about what is freelancing, because from the searches I noticed that people are talking about how to make money online, which website pays, what to sell. So it's not everyone who searches with this keyword that is clear about what freelancing actually is. So after we've told them what freelancing is, we could talk about types of freelancing, if there are types or examples of freelancing, and their demand rates. I think I should pause this. Can't I pause a live video? Oof. Pause and continue. I wish I could. Ah. Hmm. Ah. For me means that I keep silence. You can see that sleep is taking its toll on me. Okay, how to start freelancing. So basically, we're going to talk about what is freelancing and then why freelancing is important. We could, but this person wants to know how to start freelancing. So someone who wants to know how to start freelancing most likely already knows why it is important. So we do not need to dwell on that. So once we, you know, ensure that we are on the same page on what freelancing is, we need to start tackling some of the person's questions like types of freelancing. Although there aren't really any types of freelancing, there are more like types of skills. So types of freelancing, as you can see. So types of freelancing, yes. And after types of freelancing, okay, we'll talk about some things to consider about freelancing. So it's under here that I will lump in things like if it's easy. So all the questions about if it's easy, um, what else do they usually ask? If you can learn on your own, easy, I'm going to pause right now because this is counterproductive. You need to add a pause button to live videos.